Many women and men turn to alcohol to numb their pain of their despair. But because it is seen in women as less acceptable to admit to a dependence on alcohol, it often goes unnoticed. They are merely perceived as having a rather nervous disposition. The suffering behind their anxious eyes so often goes unseen. For those who find the courage, tentatively, to ask for help, the pill for every ill is most often administered. For decades, tranquilizers and sleeping pills and antidepressants have been given to generations of women, 3 times as many as to men. These pills, these mothers' little helpers, have left a legacy of millions of women locked into a terrible torment, doomed to a life of dependence from which there is still very little help to escape. More often than not, they retreat into their own private hell behind closed doors, terrified to go out of their homes into what to them has become a frightening world. Dealing with these pills has now become a greater problem than the condition that caused them to be taken in the first place. Recently, I met a woman who, against the odds, had succeeded in getting off the tranquilizers she had been prescribed to help with her postnatal depression. She'd been taking these pills for over 30 years. Giving herself permission to give them up had not been easy, but with specialist help, she had won. Her biggest realization was that during those years, she had completely lost touch with her own identity. She had now discovered that she was no longer the person others believed her to be. The drugs had closed her down. They had managed to turn her into an anxious zombie. At last, she was now able to learn how to live again and become the person she was born to be. Perhaps we need to look more closely at the cause of the illness rather than attempt to suppress it. To accept that putting a lid on powerful feelings and emotions cannot be a healthy option. That to offer women the opportunity to explain their predicament sooner could be a far more effective use of limited resources rather than wait until their strength to survive has been sapped. If we, as a society, continue to disable women by encouraging them to believe they should only do things that are thought to benefit their family, even if these women are damaged in the process, if they feel they never have the right to do anything that is just for themselves, if they feel they must sacrifice everything for their loved ones, even at the cost of their health, their inner strength, and their own self-worth, they will live only in the shadow of others, and their mental health will surely follow. But if we can help to give them back their right to fulfill their own potential and to share that with their family, children, or friends, maybe fewer women would find themselves living a life that is bleak beyond belief. Health and happiness taken at the cost of others' pain and suffering cannot be acceptable. Women have a right to their own peace of mind.